In the next couple weeks, Sony and Microsoft will be debuting their next generation of video game consoles. I happen to be getting both and wanted to see if the new controllers work with the Tesla Model 3. My Sony DualSense Controller arrives first, so let's check it out. First, a quick unboxing. After opening the outside box flap, I removed the inside white box. Let's see, one of these sides has got to open up. Here we go. Protected nicely inside the foam bag is the controller itself. Right away, it is noticeably larger than the older DualShock 4. The front side is white and black, both with a matte finish. This area here you can see the headphone jack and the charging terminals. And in the front you have the L1 and L2 and R1 and R2 trigger buttons. There is a USB-C port for charging. The underside is all matte finish with a grippy texture made up of tiny circles, squares, triangles, and X's. It has a nice premium feel. I can't wait to try it out on the new games. Looking into the rest of the box, there's nothing else. It's kind of a bummer that they didn't include a USB-C cable. Luckily, through the magic of editing, here is one I can use. It came with my M.3 SSD enclosure that I use in my car. I'm glad I kept it around. We attach the USB-C end into the controller, and the USB-A side goes into the car. So now we have everything we need to do some testing. Okay, I know everyone is unboxing these right now, but has anyone tested it in the Model 3? Let's go inside the car now. Before we get started, when using a controller, it's always best to center the steering wheel. If it is a little off to the left or right, it can affect the controller. Sometimes the direction controls will not work at all on the game controller. Plug in the USB cable into the front USB ports. In my case, I have a Taptez USB hub. Just make sure it's connected to a port that has data. Now you can see that the light is on that surrounds the touchpad. That means it's getting power. Good. With the game screen open, let's look at some of the older classic games. First up is Centipede. Now with the game started up, choosing direction using the left stick and firing using the square button seem to be working fine. Let's exit the game and see what else. Up next is Tempest. And again with this game, using the left stick we control the left and right movement, and pressing the square button for shooting, and press the X button for bombs. As we go back to the main menu, let's pick some of the newer games that were added to the system. I pressed Beach Buggy Racing 2. The first thing I notice is that the controller is not affecting any of the on-screen menus. Starting up the game, you can see that the left stick is not steering the car. Also, none of the buttons for acceleration, reverse, or action are working either. Just to be certain, I removed my Taptez hub to see if there was any conflicts. And I plugged in the USB directly into the car. Unfortunately, it still did not work. Not good. The last recent game that uses a controller is Cuphead. I started it up and also had the same issues. The controller does not seem to be able to move in any directions and the buttons don't work with the menu. I did have one idea. Since Cuphead supports 2 game controllers, I attached my old generic controller as player 1 and the new Sony controller as player 2. Let's see if that makes any difference. Interesting. The buttons and controller do seem to work in the menu now. But once I enter the actual game, nothing seems to work. Neither the left stick or any of the buttons seem to do anything. So what to do now? Well, as far as Cuphead and Beach Buggy Racing 2, the Sony DualSense is not working. Can this be fixed with a software update on the Model 3? Possibly, it's hard to say. But until then, I would keep using your current game controller if you have one for the Model 3. And yes, I do know that these controllers cost $70, and a generic for roughly $20 is a superior option with regard to cost. See the video description for my suggested game controller. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.